We are Gathering of the Geeks, a podcast and YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag we gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking out the one where Emmet missed everything. I am one of your hosts, Emmet, and I'm joined by by the Ted Lasso to my coach beard, Chris
Howdy.
Evans. Chris, how are you? Yeah,
Good. How you doing?
I'm all right. How do you like saying do you like saying your name? Like, I just thought like that. Do you have trouble saying your name? Like, do you like your name, sound of your name?
I'm pretty used to it because I have to introduce myself a lot for work,
Yeah.
so I'm pretty used to it.
I
Why
tell
do you
ya.
have a?
Oh, well, I don't like my name to begin with, but just like saying it sounds strange.
Why?
Like other people say it. Why am I saying it? You know, you get that? No?
No. Well,
You get
again,
no?
I have to. So it's now even become part of the sales pitch.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, that'll be it, eh?
Yeah, I get some interesting responses,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just kind of part of it,
I usually lie. Like if I go to Starbucks or whatever and they ask for a name, I usually just say my son's name.
Really?
If I say my name, then they're going to ask me how to spell it. And I can't go through that rigmarole every single time.
I actually didn't realize there was another way to spell Emmet until I noticed you spell it with one T.
Yeah.
I always thought it was just Emmet. I didn't know.
Oh man, I get like double T's, I's, one M,
and I.
It's just they're all over the place. So I just say Oliver. Oliver's easy. There's only one way to spell that, as far as I know. So yeah, I don't like going through the rigmarole of telling people how to spell my name often. Or if I say Emmet, they say what? Emmet or Evan. I can't do it.
I'm gonna start giving fun names at Starbucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just for fun. That's the other thing. Lestat. Just do that one time.
I'd like to see the look on their face. Yes, I might do that. Yeah. Lestat, Frederick. I'm sure I could come up with some other fun ones.
Mm-hmm.
Just Ted Lasso. That'd be interesting. Ted.
Yeah, just Ted.
Just Ted. Just write Ted on the cup. Just Ted.
Yeah, just right. Just Ted.
I have been on kind of a coffee quest, so I might do that.
What does that mean? Like finding different
Okay, so
coffees?
our friend Cookie has been on a fruit quest where she tries different fruits.
Right.
And then one day she posted a coffee, and I was like, "Hey, what's that?" And since then, I've been trying different iced coffees to see what I like and what I don't like.
Like, what do you mean? Like Dunkin' Donuts?
Well,
Starbucks?
So I've moved on from Starbucks. I tried different flavors at Starbucks and different combinations. I tried a place called Scooter's Coffee yesterday, which I actually took 2 sips of and threw it away because it was just black coffee with ice. I was like, nope.
I like the name. Good name.
Scooters, yeah, it's kind of fun. They after you order, they say, "We'll scoot on to the first window or whatever."
Oh goodness!
Yeah, they use it. It's like a verb too.
Yeah, I like that.
Scoot on, scooters.
Scoot on to scooters.
Yeah, so I think we're done with that. We're probably going to go to Dunkin' Donuts next and sample coffees there.
Nice.
The quest continues.
Onward, sir.
Onward. Caffeine onward.
Uh-huh.
We've got a bunch of people in the comments already. Got Anthony, Eric's here. Oh, Cookie's here already. Phil is with us. Chris is wearing the blackest hat, the devil's hat. Yes, it is the devil's hat. I like it. Ian says, try living in Japan where no one understands foreign names. I'm often called, I'm not going to try to pronounce that because I don't know.
Iran?
That's the way it looked. Iran.
Iran Hato?
Flock of seagulls. I ran so far away. Cookie says, I tell Starbucks my name is Sue. They don't usually mess that up. Oh, that's an easy one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I guess like Bill, Sue, Tom. Those are easy names. And he says, I normally give different names at Starbucks just to inject a little fun into my day. So does everybody do this but me?
Yeah, I think you got to jump on this bandwagon there, Chris. You got to just do it, man.
Okay, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Toasted almond iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts is legit. That's what we'll try tomorrow for Lestat, I suppose. Emma didn't say anything about Tim Hortons. Oh, yeah. Do you like Tim Hortons? That's a thing.
I don't drink coffee.
Okay.
So, but like Tim Hortons is the thing here. Like we have a Starbucks, and there's a place in my town and a neighboring town. It's actually called Oliver's Coffee. It's like just the guy's last name, and it's okay. But Yeah, they got the donuts are crap at Tim Hortons. The bagels are okay, but yeah, it's fine. I don't know what Dunkin's Donuts is like. I don't know. It's like it's very mass produced. Like everything kind of tastes fake.
I don't know. I don't eat the donuts and stuff.
Yeah.
I just drink I like iced coffee. I can't do like regular coffees, but iced coffee makes me happy.
What about ice cap? You got like iced cappuccinos down there? You got that thing?
Yeah, we got that kind of stuff, but I don't do that
Okay.
either.
Yeah, my wife drinks ice caps. So,
That's a fun way to say it, ice cap instead of ice cap.
ice cap.
You know.
That's what I say. Ice cap, and she gets it made with chocolate milk instead of white milk. So,
Oh, fancy.
hmm
It says, whenever I'm in Canada, my friends all get coffee from Tim's. I make them go out of the way to drive through a Starbucks for me.
Anthony ain't buying into the Canadian hype. I like it.
There's actually a Tim Hortons. Well, there was one in New York. I don't know if it's still there, which I'm
Yeah, I
very
think
different.
they're. Yeah, I think that's right. If I remember correctly, it's still there. Yeah.
I think it's by Times Square somewhere. I passed by
hmm
it. I didn't care to stop.
Probably next to the Bubba Gump shrimp or whatever.
It's not far from there. There it
hmm
wasn't. Oh, there's a few in New York. Okay, there you go. And New
Oh, geez,
Jersey.
there you go. There we go. All right, Chris, what'd you get up to the last couple weeks? Did you read anything? Did you watch anything?
I watched some stuff, yes, but the reads are shorter, so we'll go with that. I
Sure.
didn't really read much. I think I mentioned I got that Marvel app that they have, like the DC one, and I
hmm
didn't use it for pretty much the whole month. And then I saw my debit card got charged. I was like, oh, I guess I should use it now.
Wait a second.
Hey, so I started to read some Spider-Man because I haven't really read a ton of Spider-Man.
hmm
And I've always heard that Craven's Last Hunt is the Spider-Man story, or one
Right.
of the Spider-Man stories. So I am halfway through that. It's only 6 issues, so I read the
Oh,
first
I thought it
three.
was like 1,000.
I thought so
I
too. I
thought,
thought it was like a
yeah.
really long, ongoing thing, but it's not. The main story is only the 6 issues.
hmm
So I read half of them so far, and it's really different than what I expected. Because when I had heard about it before, I assumed it was like Craven in his prime, just wanting to collect Peter as a trophy, which is
hmm
not exactly what it is. It's actually Craven toward, I guess, I don't know if he's going to die at the end, but it's I think a 20, 30-year-old story. So if anybody knows, you could spoil it, I guess. But it seems to be like it's later in his life, and Peter's also very different. Peter's very aggressive in this story, and he's wearing a black suit that's not symbiote, which I didn't know he has a black suit that is not part of the symbiote thing.
Oh, so there is prior reading needed to be done then.
It seemed like there's a little bit because I missed a couple of things. I asked our buddy Nico about it, and he kind of
Sure.
filled me in.
hmm
But so far so good. I really like it. The art is I have that I love that old art, and it's got a lot of it. That's always fun. And there's a
hmm
character named I think his name is Vermin or something.
Vermin.
Yeah, he's like a giant rat man. Kind of looks like Killer Croc from Batman the Animated Series, but he's rat themed instead of croc themed.
Bizarre.
Yeah, and he eats people whole like Croc.
Hmm.
I guess that's their version of Croc. I'm not sure. He's
Hmm.
pretty weird though. It's fun.
Strange.
And he also lives in the sewer like Croc. Wait a minute.
All adding up here.
I think there's something in the water here. Somebody's copying somebody's homework.
yeah.
But that was really fun from what I've read so far. I'm looking forward to finishing it.
hmm
Maybe next couple of days. I would say tonight, but I know I won't.
Any similarities between that and what happened in the game at all?
That's also what I thought. Like, okay, maybe this is like the game. No,
Right. Okay.
no, because well, I guess with Craven being older, I suppose that is the similarity.
Hmm.
He's older and crazier.
Hmm.
Like he's basically high. I think for most of the story so far.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it's not what I expected. Like at
Oh,
the start of it, he's crawling around like I guess like a lion or something. I don't know what he's doing.
interesting.
Very weird, but it's fun, and it's
Mm-hmm.
always nice to check out the classic stories, especially when you don't know the character that well, which I don't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like movies and the cartoons with him, so that was cool.
mm-hmm.
But I read that, and then I got into the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers: The Return storyline. Have you heard about this?
Nope.
Okay, so I was scrolling through Twitter and our friend Ian posted something about, I forgot what he actually posted, but he mentioned it and I was like, hey, that looks interesting. It is written by the Pink Ranger herself. I'm getting her name because I can't remember off the top of my head.
Somebody.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Amy Jo
So
Johnson.
yeah, she wrote this story. It's like an Elseworlds Power Ranger story that takes place. I guess it's in the present, but they haven't been Power Rangers for 22 years or so. Something bad happens in the past, sort of, and they're just okay. We're done being Power Rangers, and this story picks up in the present, I suppose, again, and it's kind of them. I guess they have to come back together to do something. I haven't got to that part yet, but it's really
Okay.
cool. Oh, she liked Ian's post. He's famous now. But it's really cool. I like the art a lot. The writing is pretty good. I'm surprised because I don't think she's ever written a comic before, but it's really, really fun. And I'm not like a huge Power Ranger fan, but I liked it a lot as a kid. You know, I'd seen a lot of basically the entire show as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then they kept switching it. So I'd seen that part. I'd seen the movie, and after that, I think I tapered off on the Ranger stuff. But the book is cool. I think you might like it.
She's got the background and she understands the characters, I suppose. I wonder if that's all that matters. Just to, I don't know.
I'm not sure. No, but
Yeah.
it works so far. I got. I'm in the middle of issue 3, so I have I think 2 more or 1 more. I forgot.
And this is a recent one?
Yes, it just ended last Wednesday.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, so you could still pick it up, and it's contained. It's done. It's 4 or 5 issues. I can't remember.
Perfect size.
Yes. So that's what I read. I'm enjoying both reads so far. I haven't read anything else because I just haven't really been in the headspace to read comics, and there hasn't been much out that I've wanted to. Although I'm sure there's good things, I just haven't sat down to see. Oh, what's even out?
Well, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong going back and reading stuff that you should have read. Like you're I don't want to say a small Spider-Man fan, like a general
Casual,
Spider-Man fan. Casual, yeah, like in reading like the classics like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Well, let's get some of these comments because and it is reading. I've been getting into the Court of Thorns and Roses. I have no idea what that is, but it had a cool cover. He's watching, he watched In a Violent Nature, which was slow. Art House Friday the 13th. It did have one of the best kills I've ever seen on screen, though. I was really excited for this movie, A Violent Nature. Are you familiar with it?
Is this the one about the woods? There's somebody walking in the woods?
Yeah, it's kind of like Jason Voorhees, but the movie's would be from his perspective.
Right.
I was really interested in it before, and then it's been released, and I kind of forgot about it. I haven't even been able to see Furiosa yet because I've been too busy. And that one hurts. I want to see Furiosa.
Yeah.
Eric says, I read Avengers Twilight #6, which was fun. Batman Dark Age 3, which was meh. And Star Trek Celebrations #1. I didn't know that Twilight 6 came out. I should probably read that.
Last one.
And it says, also blowing through Young Sheldon based on the recommendation of you gents midway through season 6. You are really cutting through that thing.
Yeah, I was going to say that's quick, my friend.
Well, they are short episodes, especially in the later seasons. I feel like they were shorter.
Yes, that's true.
I also watched Furiosa. It's the last time you guys did a show. Liked it more than Fury Road. Peter wears a black suit to the high school prom. He might. Phil says Furiosa is magnificent. I want to be part of the cool kids.
Yeah. I am hoping to go this week.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too. Ian says, I watched Asphalt City last night. It's a tough watch because it's pretty graphic and grim and shows the dark side of New York.
Don't know that.
I haven't heard of that one. Anyway, did you read anything?
I did. Mostly I read 2.5 things, but so Wonder Woman #9 came out a few weeks ago. I think it was the week that I was gone. Came out on the 21st, so just before. And it's I messaged you when I read this one. Initially, I read it about a week or two before it came out, and it was one of the most interesting, imaginative comics that I had ever read before. Wonder Woman is not in a very good headspace. She's kind of like in a dream state, and every single page is different. So if it's like it's the entirely same thing. All she's doing is talking to Steve Trevor, and this is all in her head. So
Is
on
Steve
one
dead
page,
though?
no, I can't remember if he died. I don't think so.
Okay.
Like, well, shoot, because he was holding on to him at the end of number 8. I don't know if he's dead. Um, and I haven't read number 10, so I don't know about that yet. So, like in the first page, it's them at dinner, and then the very next page, it's them in a kitchen, and then the very next page, they're at a farm, and the very next page, they're walking on a beach, but all the same conversation. Like they're actually not at any of these places. So it's like really, I can't wait till I get my physical copy, which will be hopefully this week, because I want to flip through it and see how it actually visually goes. But it was so interesting to me, this type of book, and I've never read a book like that where every page is completely different, but it's all the same conversation, which was very, very cool. And I'm really starting to come around. I wasn't as high on Saint Pierre's art. Well, not his art was good, but the storytelling of the art I wasn't sold on off the start. But after this issue, I think it just is starting to blend really well with Tom King's words. Really interesting stuff that's happening with. I can't remember the young Amazon that they introduced not too long ago. It was during
Yara?
Future State. Yeah, Yara Flora, and Donna, and I can't remember the other one's name. There's a blonde one.
I didn't know the blonde. Or maybe
Yeah. Anyway, so there's the three of them, and they're kind of doing their own thing as well, kind of in the middle of the story, which so it gives you a little bit of a break between the really heavy stuff, what's happening with Diana. So it's kind of cool to see them around. So yeah, Wonder Woman number 9. It's also got a really awesome cover where Diana's hair is like stars, kind of at the back of it a little bit. It's a really interesting cover. Again, I can't wait to get my physical one. But yeah, Wonder Woman number 9. It also cements the fact that Wonder Woman is my favorite DC book that's coming out right now. I don't know if that's a stretch, considering some of the stuff that they're putting out, like Eric mentioned. Yeah, what Eric mentioned about that Dark Age book from Batman, number 3. I read that first one, and it was just strange. I think I mentioned that when we talked about it. I did want to read the other ones, but yeah, so just some of the stuff that's happening with, Batman's weird with his Zeranar failsafe stuff and so on and so forth. But yeah, Wonder Woman number 9, really, really love that issue. The other one was Twilight number 6, Avengers Twilight number 6 at the end of that run. It's such a good series. I'm so happy that I read it, and I'm so happy that I enjoyed it all the way through. Some pretty wild stuff happens in number 6. Deaths of certain characters, big name characters.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah, you should have seen it, man. When he came in, I tell you.
I bet he saves the day, though, at the end.
Oh, of course he does. Why wouldn't he? He pushes Thor out of the way and just says, I'll handle this.
That's what Howard does. It's a heroic death.
Yeah. Yeah, really great series. Really interesting stuff that happens with Tony's son, James, I think.
James.
Yeah, James. So really interesting stuff there. And I can't remember how far you had read. Maybe just the number 3, if I remember correctly.
I don't even remember anymore. I would have to go back and read them all.
Yeah. Yeah, just a really interesting story. And again, I think you were talking about like the Power Rangers thing, how it's very contained. You don't need to know too much. Like that's what Twilight feels like. And that's why I think I enjoyed it so much. But yeah, number 6 was a nice ending, and I think that it could continue on as well. I think they could do another Twilight or New Dawn.
With the way Marvel does things, I really wouldn't. I wouldn't put it past them to create, a sequel to that, because they seem to add a sequel to anything they can.
Yeah, anything, please, more money.
Yeah, as long as something sells and gets a decent review, they're going to make some kind of sequel.
Yeah, for sure.
Or some kind of weird offshoot. Like there's that Helverine book for whatever reason.
Which one?
I think it's pronounced Helverine. Wolverine, and it's just some stuff. The Sabretooth War is over, so that's the new thing.
Oh yeah. Is that did you see the stuff with Capullo?
I did.
The art for the new Wolverine where he's fighting
Pretty
a
excited.
dinosaur.
Pretty excited. Plus,
Wolverine
it's post Krakoa, which of course automatically makes me happy.
automatically win right there. Yeah.
We have won.
Yeah. Yeah, Eric mentioned getting the trade for Twilight. I will 100% be buying. I wish I actually got the singles when they were first coming out. It's very hard to find number 1 and number 2 right now just because of the Alex Ross covers.
Yeah.
But yeah, then definitely getting the trade for this one.
Ian says Ron V's Dawn Runner is a book I'm enjoying. Have you heard of that one?
No, but I think it's only 2 or 3 issues along, Ian, now, I think. So I think it's not too bad of an idea to jump on it now.
Well, I mean, Ron V usually is not quality, I think, except maybe not the Batman stuff, but that's just me.
Yeah. I didn't read the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Was that this week as well?
I didn't even see if it came out because that first one just, I don't know.
I want to try.
I'm done with it.
I just want to try.
It's definitely at the back of my bin, if I had a bin.
If you have a table.
Well, yeah. It'll be on the bottom of the stack there. I still haven't even read
it came
that,
out last week.
You know that book I wanted from Tynan that was part of what are the distillery? The distillery? I still haven't read it. It's on the counter. I left it on when I walked in the house. I'll get to it.
You'll get to it.
One of these 3 days. Issues, by the way.
Yeah, not too far behind then. That's good. The other thing I read was I read a novel, Chris. I read a book.
Something without pictures?
Yeah, I know. It was quite the time. So I read it on my vacation. I wanted to read a horror book. I hadn't really read too many of them other than Stephen King books. So I wanted something a little different. So I Googled I think it was the top 10 or the top 5 best horror books in the last couple of years. And I found one called The Last House on Needless Street, which is I'm so happy that I did read it because it's such a mind fuck of a book. It's told between 3, 4, 5 different perspectives. On the whole, it's about a guy who kidnaps a little girl and has her living in the house, and you see it from his perspective. And there's a cat that lives in a house, so you see it from their perspective, and the cat actually talks. And then you see it. Humans? No, he talks like inner monologue type of deal.
Oh, okay.
And then you see it from the perspective of the sister of the kid who is kidnapped, who it happens a couple years later. And she's a little older now, trying to find her sister after the cops kind of given up or whatever looking. But then throughout as the story goes along, you find out that the cat and the person who are kidnapped are the same person, but the kidnapped girl created like personalities to cope with the trauma of the kidnapping and the torture and everything that was happening to her from the person who had kidnapped her. But then as the book goes along, you find out that the cat, the kidnapped person, and the kidnapper are all the same person. And the kidnapper is was tortured by his mother. And in that sense, he created the little girl and then created the cat. And they're all trying to live together in this, whatever this needless house is. And all trying to live together while the little girl, the little girl inside of the guy was created to feel the pain that the guy didn't want to feel anymore. So he doesn't feel any pain because he gives it to the girl. And then the girl created the cat to try and get away from the girl inside of him didn't want to do it anymore, didn't want to feel the pain anymore. So it's a roundabout way about person who has been tortured their whole life by their mother, creating different identities and different personalities to try and get away from the pain and the trauma and the horrific things that happen to them. But as the story gets unfolded, you don't find out about the different personalities until 3/4 of the way through the book. So as I'm reading it, there's stuff about this little girl who's been kidnapped, who was never actually kidnapped. Like you find out
It
at the
doesn't
end of the
exist.
story. Yeah, you find out by the end of the story that there was no kidnapping, and there was something else going on with the person living next door. So as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, this is really horrible. Like, I don't know if I want to keep reading this and keep finding out what happened to this little girl. And then you find out that it happened to the little boy who was the kidnapper in the story. And it was a really interesting read and multi-layered. It's not a horror book though. I was like, as I was reading it, I was looking for jump scares and I was looking for ghosts and I was looking like for serial killer type of deals. It was just more of a book about like trauma and grief and like dealing with pain in a roundabout way. So it's a very interesting book. Hard to read at some points until you realize that all of the stuff is made up and in somebody's head, which is kind of an interesting idea.
So this is what popped into my head.
Hmm.
Remember the scene in Knives Out when Benoit Blanc is explaining the mystery is like a hole inside the donut hole?
Yeah.
That's kind of where my mind went.
Yeah, and that's what it felt like. Like I explained it to my wife. I'm like, oh my god, something just happened. The cat and the girl are the same person. And then I kept reading, and I think it was like an hour or so. Like you thought that was crazy. All three of them are exactly the same person.
That's an interesting one to read on a vacation too, especially one in like a tropic kind of
Oh
setting.
yeah, my son's in the pool, going down the slide, playing with other kids, and I'm reading about you know kids getting tortured and cats and all that kind of stuff. It's just,
Whatever makes you happy.
hey, I needed something, you know.
No, I get it. It's good. It makes no damn sense. Compels me though. There you go. I think that's kind of what it sounds like. It made no sense. But it
yeah.
compelled
Well,
me.
yeah, it made some kind of sense. But
Yeah.
I hadn't read a novel in a very long time, which was quite interesting as well.
Yeah.
Like I brought a comic with me, but I didn't read it. I just ended up reading the novel, and most of my novel reading has been with audiobooks, um, which is what I usually do in the car or whatever. But yeah, reading a book, like I used to read novels all the time, just haven't had enough time, so it kind of felt nice to read a book again.
I have a book I should finish eventually. I have one of the Anne Rice books, Prince Lestat, but I've not
Mm,
finished. And I read half of it, and I just
hmm
didn't. But I should finish that. It's on my phone
hmm
anyway. Novels are good. We don't always need pictures,
No, not always.
but sometimes.
Yeah, but sometimes they're good.
Sometimes I like them.
Yeah. All right, so that's my reads, Chris. What you? I didn't watch too much.
Okay,
Very busy. The only thing I did watch was Aquaman 2: The Lost Kingdom, and I don't want to talk about it.
that's fair.
So, Chris, what did you watch, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Before we do that, Bill asks,
Hmm.
anyone plan to watch the Acolyte this week? Are you as excited about this as I am?
Is it? It's Tuesday, right?
Is it? I
Tuesday.
thought it was premiering like at 2 a.m. tonight or this morning, tomorrow morning.
Oh, so Monday then.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't. The very first trailer that came out a while ago. That's the only one that I've watched, and then I've just seen kind of TV spots for it. And kind of I've been reading some joke stuff about it.
Oh, I'm wrong. It's June. Yeah, June 4th. So Tuesday. Sorry.
Yeah, like the whip lightsaber. And I think during the press interviews, one of the guys says something about Anakin blowing up the Death Star. So I'm seeing some like joke stuff about it more than I'm actually seeing stuff about it. Like I don't know, I haven't read any reviews or anything for it, but I'm definitely going to watch it.
Mhm.
I like Carrie Ann Moss. I like some of the action that I've seen.
Daphne Keene is
And
in it. That's cool.
more stuff with Jedi and Sith. I'm all for.
Ian said Tuesday, bro. I barely know it's Sunday right now. But yeah, I'm very excited. Ian says seems like everyone got press clearance for the Acolyte. Lots of people on X are racing 4 episodes. Oh, that's cool. I wonder if that means they're pretty confident that if they gave 4 episodes to the review crowd. It looks really cool. I'm really really excited. I'm mostly because it's Jedi stuff. I'm all in for that.
Yeah, Jedi stuff is fun.
Yeah, and I want to see what they do with the whip. That's different. Because I kind of like what else could you do with those like lightsaber type things?
Well, I think that was one of the things I read that they created it just for this show. Like it's not a thing in any other medium before. So yeah,
I'm really excited for Sweet Tooth this week, but no one's talking about it. Sweet Tooth is this week?
exactly. I don't. It's buried in the Netflix slog.
They have not
of dumps.
I haven't seen a single advertisement for Sweet Tooth.
Hmm.
I saw more of an uproar about Godzilla -1 hitting Netflix.
Big time. Which I'm
That was
also excited about watching this week.
that might be what I watched tonight. Actually, I might
Hmm.
resubscribe to Netflix to watch that. I said, just give me that Wookiee Jedi. There's a Wookiee Jedi. I've only
Wookiee
seen, I think,
Jedi.
the teaser. So
Mm.
the whip is from the novels. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
The lightsaber whip was in the old EU. I just don't recall where. Okay, so
Mm.
it was around.
Did not know that.
Cool. You guys will love Godzilla -1. I'm sure Emmet will. I don't. Something about these monster movies don't really work for me. Maybe
Hmm.
this one will because I just want to see Godzilla destroying stuff. I heard that's
Yeah.
what this is.
I really have no idea what it is. I don't know. I didn't read anything about it. Just everyone loves it for some reason.
I just want destruction. I don't want people. Just give
Hmm.
me destruction. Show them eating people.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Hmm.
Anyway, speaking of too many people, I watched the Bumblebee movie.
Zing.
Zing. I watched the Bumblebee movie with Haley Stanfield. John Cena's in it. I think there was someone else popular, but I can't remember who. I don't know. Anyway, I watched that. That was pretty good. I enjoyed that more than I thought I was going to, just because I don't really love the Transformers. I like the first one a lot. I actually like the second one, I think. But the other ones I've checked out on, and that Beast Wars thing was okay to me. That was, was fine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But this I thought was really cool, and I love the Cybertron stuff. Like
Hmm.
I just want a movie of that. Give me the Cybertron stuff.
Well, that's sorry to cut you off, but like the animated show that's coming, that Transformers One or Prime One.
The thing with Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of stuff on Cybertron. I think because it's
Yeah,
like that before they came to Earth. So
yeah, like teenage robots. Which, not to go on off a tangent here, I don't understand what the hell a transformer is.
yeah, I
Like,
don't know.
I don't get it. Maybe I'm not. Maybe we're not supposed to have it like laid out to us. It's one of the things.
Hmm.
Don't question it. But like, are there transformer babies or like robot babies?
Yeah, I don't know who created them, why they were created. I don't know enough about the lore for sure.
Well, my thought process is: let's say you are a transformer baby. Can you transform into a transformer adult? And if you are like a transformer baby, what do you even transform into if not a transformer adult? Like, what
Can't
do you
help you there.
become?
I can't help you.
I don't know, but these questions should be answered. Um, but Bumblebee's cool. Watch it, I guess, if you haven't.
I
I
like
thought John
Bumblebee.
Cena was
Yeah.
kind of a waste in it, though. Like, they cut out his personality completely.
Mm,
I do think there's way too much with the humans, but the action is cool, and I just kind of like the bond between the main human character Haley Stanfield and
hmm.
Bumblebee, and I like
Hmm.
the way they explain why Bumblebee can't speak and whatnot. That was cool. That was cool.
A
I
little
like
bit
that.
more into that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Bumblebee as well. I'm a fan of most of the Transformers movie. Actually, when I was on the trip, there was that one with Anthony Hopkins. The one
The
about
one.
the King Arthur last
Oh, is that
night
called Last Night?
or
Yeah.
last night. It was wow. I watched 45 minutes of that and it was just god awful.
I
It
kind
has
of
Mark
wanted to
Wahlberg in
watch
it too.
that one.
Yeah, it's not good.
I was interested because of the King Arthur stuff, but then like Mark Wahlberg's still in it, so that's automatic.
Still, yeah, yeah, that one is bad, and the first one that he is in is also pretty bad for
I
me, anyways. I
tried
just don't
that
like it.
one.
Yeah,
I got like 20 minutes into it and it showed him as an inventor. I was like,
yeah, that's right.
nope.
Yeah, terribly miscast.
I'm out for that one. The only, I think like he's good in a comedy when he's a supporting actor, or
Hmm.
if Martin Scorsese is directing him. That's about it.
Yeah.
And if Marty can't get a good performance out of you, go home.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Yeah. So that was one of my watches. Are you excited for Beverly Hills Cop, the new one?
No, I saw the first one
Mm-hmm.
however many years ago. I haven't seen the second or third, and I'm not the biggest fan of Eddie Murphy in general. So,
Well, all right then.
mhm.
I love Eddie Murphy,
Mhm.
and I hadn't. So the trailer, the final trailer, I guess, for the new one came out. I was like, oh, that looks fun.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't remember the first one at all. I know I've seen it, but I probably saw it as a child.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to rewatch it. I did, and it was like a whole new experience for me because I remembered absolutely nothing from it. So I enjoyed that. It was funny. That's also classic Eddie Murphy. Like this is the
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Murphy I like, not so much Doctor
Mm-hmm.
Doolittle Eddie Murphy.
Right.
So this was a good time for me, and I'm probably gonna watch 2 and 3 before the new one. But I like the Beverly Hills Cop films.
I hear 2 is the good one, right? Like the really
Uh, 2 is
well
pretty
praised.
popular. 3 is considered god awful by most
Right.
people.
Right.
I enjoy it, but I
Mm-hmm.
also saw it in theaters as a kid, so that was like my
Mm.
introduction to Beverly Hills Cop. I thought, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. He's in a theme park. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that was a good watch for me. It's
Mm-hmm.
also whenever you watch these '80s comedy action films, they're especially fun because they're just so wacky. Like remember
Mm.
what we talked about in Roadhouse, how the violence comes out of nowhere and it's so
Yeah.
intense.
All of a
This
sudden he's
has stuff
ripping
like
guys'
that
necks.
too.
Yeah.
Like it opens with him trying to sell cigarettes out of a box truck, and then by the end, people are getting like shot to death with shotguns and multiple
Mm.
bullet wounds. It's crazy. It's that escalation in '80s action.
That's right.
Makes me want to watch the movie Cuffs with Christian Slater.
I don't know that one.
Oh, that well, yeah, not a lot of people do. I happen to adore that film. It's basically Beverly Hills Cop, but with Christian Slater, and it's
Fair.
probably more violent.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's more blood in that one,
Mm-hmm.
so it's fun. I watched that, and I checked out Fall Guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Ryan Gosling, yes, I checked
Mm-hmm.
that out. That was surprisingly good. I know
Mm.
that a lot of people didn't care for it, and it kind of bombed at theaters because it was on digital platforms within 2 weeks,
2 weeks. Holy
which is
cow.
nuts. But if
So,
you think about it, it's the market's so saturated right now too because of all the strike dumps, is what I'm going to call them.
mm?
All the movies from the strike because due to the strike got moved to this year, so they're just dumping
Mm.
them out. So
I
there's really
get you.
no room for anything, you know.
Yeah.
And so this, I think, is one of those casualties. I think if they would have put out a different time of the year, this thing would have killed
Mm.
because it's like a crowd pleasing movie. It's nothing special. It's too long for what it
Mm.
is, but it's still really entertaining. And it's a great use of the song "I Was Made for Loving You" by Kiss. It's
All
it's
right.
used throughout the film, and it's one of my
Huh.
favorite Kiss songs, so it's cool to have
Mm.
it. And Ryan Gosling is just always. I don't think he delivers a bad performance, even if it's just him. I think he's just really likable.
Mm-hmm. I think I like the idea of the story. Like when I think there was one of the trailers, wasn't the first one, maybe it was the second one. Like the idea of the story where like the main guy is, kidnapped. The main guy's kidnapped, right? And he's
The
being asked
trailer's a
to.
lie.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah, I thought it was something else going in, but maybe it's just because I only saw the first trailer.
Hmm.
Maybe the other trailers explain it, but it was not what I thought it was based on that first trailer, where he has to go rescue a kidnapped actor. That's not what it is.
Right, that's what I thought it was.
Hmm.
Oh, well then.
Yes,
I guess I
different
don't
beast.
know I don't like what the story is because I don't know what the story is.
No, similar on the same wavelength, but not exactly.
Same wavelength. All right, fair enough.
What is the joke? Same but different. Is that the
Yeah,
James Franco thing?
same. Yeah, same but
I haven't
different.
seen the movie. I don't know, but I really
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
yeah, that's something I want to get to for sure. There was something else that came to streaming not too long ago that I want to check out, but yeah, Fall Guys there. Um, minus Godzilla minus one on Netflix. There was one other one I can't remember what it was. I still haven't gotten to Dune 2 yet either, but yeah,
That's
just
on streaming.
it's funny to think about if somebody watching Dune 2 on their cell phone on the
the
airplane.
way God intended.
Yeah, I was just like, you, yeah. So I want to watch Fall Guy. It looks like a good time. I'm not sure what the expectations were for people. Just kind of looked like a good, fun movie. I don't know.
Ian says, I liked Fall Guy, but some parts drag for me. Gosling and Blunt's chemistry is so good, but they never made full use of it as they're barely together.
Hmm.
If I had to put like a review quote on the box for the DVD or Blu-ray, that's what I would use.
It seemed like they're in the trailers together all the time too.
They're not
Trailers
in the
are
movie a lot together.
the trailers. I tell you.
They have a lot of separate stuff.
Hmm. Oh, okay.
Uh, And he says, I had such a crush on Emily Blunt in The Fall Guy. Ian says you
That's
can
not hard.
pass on Atlas. I think the world is passing on Atlas. She even
That's
canceled her
the
tour.
that's the J-Lo one on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Was Civil War the other movie you're thinking of?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
That's the other one. That's on digital now.
I think I'm gonna
So
check
that's
it
good.
out too now that it's home. I didn't want to go to
Yeah.
the theater to see it.
So yeah, I'm gonna watch those 3 movies this week. You know, drill it into
Are
my
you?
skull. Got 3, yeah. Fall Guy, Godzilla minus one, and Civil War. I'm gonna watch
I
those 3
trust
this
you more
week.
than I trust myself to say that. So you,
Yeah, I can do it. I'm doing it.
I don't, I wouldn't do it. I'd say I would, but I probably wouldn't. I try. I will watch at least Godzilla minus one.
hmm That's fair.
But
Oh, you
between
already
Interview with
watched
the
Fall
Vampire
Guys, so you don't need
watches,
to watch that one. So
I gotta fit it in.
yeah,
Interview with the Vampire is the most important right now.
yeah.
That
I'll watch
55
that.
minutes of
I'll watch that
happiness.
tomorrow night. Oh, geez, yeah, that's right. So tomorrow night I'm watching that, and then we
Oh, you
record
didn't
on
watch
Tuesday.
tonight's earlier?
No, I will watch tonight's tomorrow night before we
Okay.
record on Tuesday.
It's I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a real screamer, as they would say.
It's a real screamer. Yeah,
It's a screamer.
yeah,
I like it.
yeah. Nice,
But anyway, that's what I watched. Just those things,
nice.
and then like I said, Interview with the Vampire. I did start rewatching Ted Lasso,
Mm.
and that has been a refreshing. I'd call it.
You're still on season 1.
Nope, I blew through
Mm.
season one.
Nice.
That season one is such an easy watch
Mm-hmm.
because it's a lot lighter than the other two.
Yep.
It's really just all laughs. I
Yeah.
think there is good story stuff, but it's not as heavy. So
Mm-hmm.
it's much easier just to throw it on and watch it through. Like the first time I watched the show, I did watch. I want to say all 8 episodes in one night because I had nothing else to do,
Mm.
and then I just got hooked on it. So
Mm-hmm.
but I finished season one. I will probably start season two this week.
What was it like seeing Rebecca evil, or like the bad guy kind of in season 1? What's that like?
It's okay.
Yeah, it's like she could like it switches after that as soon as she, stops trying to get back at Rupert and
It switches almost mid-season, or it's
yeah.
toward the back half. But it's when it switches, it's really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like a switch being turned on.
Yeah.
You know what was interesting though? There's seeds for the romance between her and Sam in season one, which I did not remember.
Mm-hmm.
That was something. There's a few little things you pick up on that I thought was cool, but
Mm-hmm.
it was good to rewatch. It's refreshing, I think, especially when it's the only two things I'm really watching are that and Interview with the Vampire, which are very different shows.
Yeah, it couldn't be any more different.
Yeah, sprinkle some Modern Family in there, and that's my week.
I was gonna say, you're watching any just like leave it on type of
Modern
shows?
Family.
Yeah.
I like that show though. I've seen it quite a bit of it already. I haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
like the final seasons, but I've seen chunks of it.
Yeah, I was doing that the couple days before we left. I'd have Star Trek Next Generation on. Just put on one of those episodes, like they're like long episodes, and you just kind of do your thing, and they're in the back, and there's Data, and there's Worf, and you're good to go. So
They said if you feel it, chase it.
I think that's
Does
a Twisters.
does that count for Star Trek watches, Eddie?
No, that's Twisters.
I know.
Said he's feeling all. He's all in on Twisters.
He is. I want to believe for him, and I will.
Yeah, I want to believe for him. Yeah,
I want to believe for him. I'm going to go see it. Ian says the Jinx season 2 ended last week. It was never going to meet season 1's finale, but still a great season of TV. I wanted to watch that, but again, I say I want to watch things I don't get to them. Like Evil.
It's a documentary type, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I thought it was a show of Robert Downey Jr. Maybe it's not.
No, that's the Sympathizer.
Jinx, Sympathizer. It's the same thing. Same thing.
Both have Z's and X's in them. That's
there you
weird. End of the alphabet letters.
One I think is on Max. One is on maybe Apple TV.
Ian, save him.
What is it on?
There we go.
If you haven't seen the Jinx, you need to fix that mind-blowing documentary. You know what documentary I'm interested in? I think it's called Dancing for the Devil or something. It's about TikTok influencers and it's some kind of cult. And they dance. I don't know. It sounds fun. Zeddy's made me ready for Twisters. Zeddy has that effect. I remember when Top
Yeah,
Gun Maverick
I
came
was
out.
gonna say,
I had
rightly
zero
or
interest in that
wrongly.
movie. Yeah, I had zero interest in Top Gun Maverick because I didn't really like the first one. I was like, okay, this is fine. I don't need another one. But Zeddy's enthusiasm made me watch that movie, and I want to say Maverick is one of my favorite movies that year. Period. It was so good. Zeddy
Yeah,
should be like a
he does
marketing
that,
guy.
doesn't he? Yeah, he should be a marketing guy. He can hype it up like the best of them.
Hmm. He does it. He does it well. He says, "I'm so ready for Twisters, Maxine, Longlegs, Twisters." Oh, he's really excited. And Deadpool and Wolverine. July is going to be stacked. Yes, the Return of the King is really what matters. Though.
July, holy cow! Let's get through June first.
June is fine. July is
4 weeks. 4 weeks until school's over here. Your
June
school's
is the
out already, isn't it?
appetizer.
Yeah, the appetizer.
It's the appetizer. July is the feast. Longlegs is fast become my most anticipated horror film of the year. Well, that's a tough one. I don't know about that for me. We still
Do we
got
know any other ones that are out this year?
Maxine and we got Nosferatu. If
Oh,
Nosferatu
Nosferatu,
actually
yeah.
comes out this year,
Oh, yeah, we haven't seen anything for it yet, eh?
mm-mm. Just like photos here and there.
I know you're not interested, but I'm interested in the Watchers. You know that one?
Oh no, I'm interested in that.
Isn't that it's M. Night's daughter's movie or whatever?
Yeah, I don't want to watch his
Yeah.
films, but I'll check out his daughter's film.
I want to watch his too. The one with Josh Hartnett. I think that one looks interesting.
I don't even know what it is. I just saw it was his name,
Yeah.
and I was like, after old, I am done with you, sir.
Oh, old. Yeah, I didn't see that one.
I felt older.
I thought you saw the cabin in the woods one or whatever that one was.
No, I looked at it. I was going to press play, and I said no.
I liked it.
You
I
have burned me,
looked at
sir.
it. I looked at a movie and then I decided no.
What is this? What is the thing they say in John Wick? Excommunicado? Is that what it is?
Yeah, excommunicado. Yeah.
That's where I'm at with M Night Shyamalan. You fool me once, fine. Twice, okay.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong about that, actually. How many chances would you? Is that like how many chances did you give him where you were really done with
Well, I've seen The Village, which I do like. The
Yeah.
Sixth Sense is a classic, of course. I don't know anybody who
Sure.
doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't like Unbreakable. I didn't like.
Didn't like Unbreakable?
No, I actually was
Really?
bored to death in that movie.
Interesting.
I didn't really like Split.
Mhm.
I thought it was okay, but then the ending just comes out of nowhere like he
Mhm.
does and threw me
Mhm.
off.
Mhm.
I think that might be all. Oh, I've seen Old, of course. Again,
Mhm.
I can't remember what else.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I haven't seen Old. I've seen and the only one I really didn't like was the Lady in the Water. You know that
Mhm.
one? Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Was that just a
But
Little Mermaid but dark?
well, I don't think so. She lives at a motel and there's something in the water and I can't even remember. I know there's like every tenant who stays at the motel has one thing about them that is interesting and they use that thing to then fight the person at the end or something. Like one guy's got it really big. One his arms is really big because he works it out all the time.
So they're like Motel X-Men.
Yeah, like Motel X-Men or like Motel Seven Dwarfs or whatever. I don't know. They all have one interesting thing about them. But that's from what I remember. That's the only. Oh, I didn't like that The Happening either. The other one with Mark Wahlberg. Do you see that one? Where
Mark Wahlberg.
the wind is chasing them. Oh, that one's fucking horrible.
Yeah, that was an immediate out when I saw Wahlberg.
Yeah, he looked at that one for sure.
Yeah, that's another one looked at said no.
Yeah. But I like Signs. I like Unbreakable. Yeah, I like Glass and Split. I like that too. And I liked his latest one.
The Following is the only movie that I almost left the theater while watching.
Or is that the one that I meant? The Following or The Happening?
Isn't The Happening? I don't know. Let's see. I think one of them was Nicolas Cage movie, or that's Knowing. Never mind.
Okay, so The Happening is the Mark Wahlberg one. The Following is that Christopher Nolan movie, his very first movie. So I think it's The Happening. Yeah, The Happening. Yeah. That one is so bad, and Mark Wahlberg is just horrendous. More than usual too. Yeah, more than usual though. Yeah, so he's really bad. But in general, I am a fan of M Night, and I will watch his stuff just to see. So I'm excited about his daughter's movie, The Watchers, which looks really interesting, and I'm excited for that one that I can't remember what it's called now,
I think it's
but
called
they filmed
Trapped.
it in what's that?
Trapped, I think.
Trapped. Yeah, they filmed it in Toronto at the stadium where the Blue Jays play. Like the whole trailer is just littered with with Toronto stuff, which is really interesting. So I'm interested to see what town they're trying to pretend to be. Probably Chicago. That's usually my guess. It's always Chicago.
That's the common one.
Yeah.
Did you watch anything?
Just some things at the hotel. Like they had real TV. Like you had to flick through the channels, which was fun.
Yeah.
So one night we watched Last Action Hero was on the very last night we were there.
That's a good time.
Always a great time. Love that movie. What else was on? The first Hunger Games, we watched that one night. This Too Fast, Too Furious was on.
Forget about it.
Holy cow.
Did you watch it?
Oh, we did. Just for fun. And I remember loving that movie. Like, I think it came out when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the coolest thing in the world. And
yeah.
It's just holy. Like, I haven't seen too many of the new ones. I assume they're bad movies, but they have goodness to them. Like, there's cool action and, that kind of stuff. The Too Fast, Too Furious is just, there's nothing there. Like, it's just, I don't know what it is. There's just nothing there. There's no substance to it at all.
It's just some guys talking, driving cars.
Yeah, like, and literally they talk and they talk weird. Like, the whole thing, they say cuz. Yeah. so sorry. Yeah, that was pretty much it. And the only thing I watched since I've been back, we came back late Thursday night. I watched Interview with the Vampire, and just playing a lot of Fortnite. The new season came out while we were gone, actually. So just playing a lot of the new season of that, and haven't got up to too much this week. And I can't remember what I watched 2 weeks ago before we left.
I don't remember what I did earlier. Did you take notes on that Interview with the Vampire episode? Because
I took so the one that the one that I did watch, which was last week's episode, I took notes after every scene. So like the scene would end and I would hit pause and I'd write down some stuff. Because I felt like we're doing Interview with the Geeks with Cookie and you and me, and it feels like I've been behind in a lot of the episodes because you guys have been watching so much and I've only been able to watch it once. So I've been really trying to keep more notes because I won't be able to watch it more than once still because I'm still 2 episodes behind. But trying to keep up on notes because there's a lot going on in the first 3 episodes so far. New setting, new characters, changing of our old characters. So there's just a lot to keep up on in the newest season of Interview with the Vampire. So yes, I have notes. I have notes.
Ian says June 10th, the first Slam Dunk drops on Netflix. It's anime, but you don't need to have seen the original series or read the manga. Second best movie I've seen this year after Dune 2, such a surprise. His whole family cried after watching it. I've heard of this before, and apparently it's a huge deal.
I have never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. People really like it. I think there was another one or something like that. It's popular. I don't know if I'll check it out, but I'm considering it because Ian's pretty high on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it's a movie or
it's an anime.
It's anime.
It's a basketball anime. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Maybe I'll check out a trailer and see what's what.
We can do that too. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. Yeah, it's a movie. Anime movie.
Sweet. I think that's it, Chris. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got, man. Got nothing else. Got no more to give. All right. Where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at thatchris70. You can also follow the show at G of the Geeks. And you can also follow the other podcast I do with my buddies Bill Walsh and Andy Caruso over at DC Unlimited Pod. We talk all things DC. It's a good time. Emmet is better with the rest of the plugs, so he's going to go ahead and take over.
You can follow me on Twitter at EmmettDavis7. Gathering of the Geeks is available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Just search Gathering of the Geeks and you'll find us right there. Everyone, please make sure you're subscribed to our podcast on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast, because we got the interview with the Geeks coming out. We're going to have a new episode out on Wednesday that's going to cover episodes 3 and 4 of season 2. And occasionally you'll get audio versions of this show that we're talking on right now. Occasionally. In saying all that, thanks for Ian, Phil, Zeddy, Eric, Anthony, Cookie. Thanks for watching on this fine Sunday evening. We'll be back again next Sunday. In saying all that, for Chris and I am Emmet, and we gather on Sundays.
Memory is a monster.